Was it all just a dream, Manchester United fans, or are we in the midst of an absolute crisis? The day after the night before, and what a day it was. What a day. Oh my Christ. We have obviously seen it all coming out today about Manchester United. Is he going to walk? Are Manchester United going to sack him? Has he been backed? We are going to go through all of that tonight. Just a feeling of numbness from yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you. There are plenty of pundits that come out and say the tactics are wrong. There are plenty of fans still coming out and saying they back the manager and they want him to succeed. I want him to succeed. Of course. I want every manager who takes charge of this club to succeed. What I don't want is just another situation like we've seen time and time again. And there have been plenty of these situations. Plenty. Now, we cannot get over the fact of what happened last night. I will not get over the fact of what happened last night. Manchester United as a football club should not be going to Grimsby Town with the greatest of respect and getting outplayed, bullied off the pitch, and just beat. And I mean beat in every way possible. They just can't. But it did happen. And there were so many red flags last night. Boy, were there red flags. You had the obvious one. The head in hands, penalties, rocking like this. And it was embarrassing to watch. It was absolutely embarrassing to watch. Now, we've seen the news come out today. We've seen plenty of comments come out today. And I wanted to go through a few of them with you because I think we have to. We have to talk about it. So let's go through some of them. The first one is that sources with an understanding of the situation are adamant that the uncertainty does not exist from the top down at Old Trafford. Top drawn. There is more words saying that they say it was an obvious, always felt the journey being taken under Ruben Amorim would be a long one and that the club would want to avoid making short-term decisions based on a couple of poor results. A couple of poor results, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of poor results. Manchester United haven't just played Chelsea in the league and lost after playing Arsenal. Manchester United have gone away to Grimsby and have been absolutely turned over. You can take away the two late goals. I said last night, I don't think that I thought it glossed over a terrible performance. And actually, I'd go as far to say that at one point, Grimsby were wrongfully, I thought, denied a third goal. We are in a massive, massive problem here with Manchester United because we have a manager who, whether we like it or whether we lump it, is never going to change from this 3-4-3. Now, he come out after the performance last night. He did the usual, the obligatory, I want to apologise to the fans. I want to apologise. Yeah, you should. Because you saw after the first 10 minutes that this was not working. You sat there on the bench and you saw that we were being outgunned, we were being outmanned, we were being bullied. There was a sense that Grimsby just played straight through us. But you did nothing. And I saw that picture of him with the tactics board. And I said this on my video. If you haven't checked my video out already, make sure you do. I released it at lunchtime. I said that was Sunday League-esque watching that. Sunday League-esque. I think United have got a whole world of problems here. Let me just go through some of the comments. Let me check. So Giles says, sounds like Ineos have backed Ruben. Let's see if he still wants to walk or if it was just a heat of the moment thing from a really frustrated manager. Try being a fan of this team, Ruben. Try being a fan of this team and then you'll understand what frustration is. Good day to you, Wahaha. Hope you are well. And yes, welcome to the chat. Ineos have backed Ruben to the hilt by the looks of it. Well done, Sir Jim. The players need to grow up. Amorim is here to stay. The players need to grow up. Amorim is here to stay. Well done, Sir Jim. Niche fan, I'm going to ask you this. Do you honestly think with the way that we play football, with this formation that has been tried and tested and failed time and time again, that this manager is right to be backed? Let me look at the stats here. Let me look at the stats. I want to read this out because I think it's important. 16 wins. This is in all competitions. 16 wins, 12 draws, 17 defeats in his 45 matches so far. We have seen managers of relegated clubs be sacked for less. And it is the easy thing to put this on the players. But if the players can't play in this system, regardless of how angry it makes you feel, and it makes me angry because you should be able to play in these formations. Manchester United players should be able to, but it isn't working. And the whole world, fans, rival fans, the man on the moon can all see that 3-4-3 for this club does not work. And yeah, I'm all for a manager backing himself and saying, do you know what, I'm going to stick with this. This is what you brought me here for. But at the same time, there has to come a moment of realization from the manager where he says, right, this ain't working. And it isn't giving in to the players. Forget about the players. It's about making Manchester United a good team. These players in a different formation, I genuinely feel like would do better. This team is crying out for 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. But unfortunately, we're still seeing this complete bewilderment that we're going to continue to play 3-4-3. I don't like it, Niche fan. Evening, Jamie. Good to see you. And Mustafa says, I've had enough bringing interim. I mean, agree. Dexter says, back him. Mohammed says the club is cursed. Waha says, yes, and make sure you are doing this. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Helps Danny Boy out a lot. A lot. It does after last night. And unfortunately, says Mustafa, this is another Ten Hag situation. Ineos need to make a decision as soon as possible. And they do. They do. We haven't beaten them for 70 years. Why would we expect to win? I like what you're doing there. Open heart surgery in full effect. Amorim's got the scalpel out and he's doing a fantastic job. Niche fan, I got to question this comment. I've got to question this comment. Where is he doing a fantastic job? At this point, I genuinely feel like this is one of the lads on 12th man, like scamming me. I don't understand where you see that he is doing a good job. Where? Yeah, okay, Manchester United got rid of a few players. Yeah, okay, Manchester United decided we'll do the right thing here and we'll get rid of players that aren't right for the system. But here's the thing. As much as the players that Manchester United are trying to get rid of aren't right for Manchester United, the system doesn't work, Niche fan. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And unfortunately, until we decide that this is going to be... What's this? Hang on a minute. Who's putting this? What's LB saying, you little fucker, for? Why is LB messaging me? I haven't ended my stream. LB. They're all on the stream, mate. Right, let's get in this. Let's get in the crux of it before I carry on. We have got an LB raid here, and he has told them to put Grimsby raid. Grimsby, who did we get in the cup? Who did we get in the Champions League? 85 minutes. Honestly. You're here, guys, and obviously you are going to see full meltdown, because what I can't take is a club like Manchester United willing to give a manager time like this. Now, Manchester United, as I put on the thumbnail until we saw the reports coming out, Manchester United have to be brave here. Manchester United have made this mistake before. Manchester United with Erik ten Hag kept him there after the FA Cup when they should have got rid of him. What we are seeing here now is Manchester United needing to be bold. This hasn't worked. 45 games, and I'll say it again, 45 games, 17 defeats, 16 wins. It's horrendous. So this has to stop now. There are managers out there, and look, we've been linked with some corkers today, Glasner and Iraola. Yeah, I don't think they are going to come anywhere near Manchester United, by the way, but I think we have to do the right thing here. I think we have to do the right thing. This manager yesterday in his post-match interview, he just looked like a child. He looked like a child. And I genuinely sat there. And look, emotion is a big thing. I'm sat here today. I'm emotional with you lot. I'm emotional. We got a lot of City fans in, and I respect the game. I do. I genuinely do. But emotion in it for a manager after we've just lost in the fucking Carabao Cup against Grimsby Town away, where it wasn't a fluke, we were outplayed. You need to be coming out here and telling Manchester United fans exactly what they need to hear. That the club is a mess, that the system doesn't work. Won't do it. He absolutely won't do it. Rohan, good to see you, mate. He says, do you think Amorim should get sacked today? He won't, because look, if he has said all along, and this is something that annoys me, right? He's done this all along, chest, yeah? Chest. Like the Wolf of Wall Street. He's done the chest, and he said, you know what? If they don't want me, I'll go. You know, if they think I'm not doing a good enough job, I'll go. And I won't take compensation. If you had anything about him, he'd have walked last night, because this is quite possibly the worst I've ever seen Manchester United. It has to be. The last 8 months, 9 months, you come in November, has to be the worst I've seen Manchester United play in my lifetime. I'm 38 years old. And yes, you can allude to the fact that I've been through the glory days and it's only right that now someone else enjoys it. Yeah, fine, whatever, don't care. But I've seen it get progressively worse, if that's even such a thing. And as Queen Sophie says, make sure you smash the likes up, people. Smash the likes up. Big up, Shane. Big up to you. I've seen this get progressively worse, and this doesn't show any signs of stopping. And the talks of relegation, yeah, we can all have that talk. United could get relegated. But on last night's showing, on the game against Fulham, if we continue like this with this fucking formation, this could happen. He got rid of a load of players. We saw a lot of players get kicked out of the club this summer, leave on free transfers. We saw that. We absolutely saw that. But what we're seeing now, I still think, is that these players just don't work in this system. They don't work in the formation. He last night was playing so many times with a flat back five. Can't be doing it anymore. There's more reports today. Let me get some more of these reports up, because I think it's interesting that we knew that they were going to be, the news were going to have a field day. We knew journalists were going to have a field day. But Simon Stone said United coach Ruben Amorim is understood to retain the support of the club ownership despite last night's shock Carabao Cup defeat at League Two Grimsby. Wasn't a fucking shock, was it? Ruben Amorim says the Times retains the backing of Manchester United board and will be in charge for Saturday's game against Burnley. Now, this is the one that's interesting. This is the one that I go, okay, maybe there's something here. Apparently, as per Chris Wheeler, Amorim is set to hold talks with United hierarchy over the international break. His sources say that there are no plans to make a change this early in the season, and Amorim's emotion got the best of him. I mean, Christ almighty. He wants to talk about emotion. Did he watch what we watched? He had the best seats in the house. Of course he didn't watch, because he was sat there doing this. What is that? What is that, man? What is that? So here's the thing, and Mustafa says 6-pointer on Saturday. I can't disagree. Wahaha says they don't realise it was all the same with Cunha. Cunha was all right. Look, Cunha got hate for missing a penalty. I don't know why. There was one culprit last night. In fact, I'd say there was two main culprits for me. The first one was Onana. This guy, I want you to, and I'll come into the mic for this. We paid £50 million for this clown. Yeah, 50 M's we dropped on this guy. And I'm sick to death of reading, but he's a really nice guy and he's really well liked around the club. Who gives a monkey's nut about that? Yeah? Who gives a monkey's nut about that? No one cares if you're liked. Roy Keane was respected around the club. Was he liked by most people? Absolutely not. But he was a winner. You don't get far in life by being a nice guy and being friendly and being, yeah, it's look, it's Onana, he's a good guy. No, we've got to stop that. We've got to stop that. The other one for me is Dalot. I think Dalot's appalling. Dalot was dropped off a cliff this season. Ahmad was just knocked over every 2 seconds. There is so much more wrong with this club. And we all sat here in the summer. We got excited. I got excited. I got excited when I said, right, we're signing Cunha, we're signing Brian, we're signing Sesko. And I'll talk about Sesko in a minute because rival fans have absolutely infuriated me about this lad today. We signed these players and we said, well, that's it. You know, I go back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You'd be surprised with who would want to play for United. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But what we've done is we've just regressed again. We've regressed. And AI Joy says, Amorim hinted the players threw him under the bus in the post-match interview. That has to be a legitimate question. That has to be a legitimate question, though, doesn't it? And let's be honest, let's call this out for what it is. There was an element of that last night. There was an element to me of a lot of players who turned up there expecting to turn Grimsby over. We've just come off the back of our worst season in Premier League history, and these bozos are expecting to turn up in a League Two club who are going to scrap, who are going to fight, who are going to put everything in. This is their big game, and you think they're just going to roll over? Are you having a laugh, lads? Honestly. And I tell you who else I felt sorry for last night was Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo last night, it was billed as this is the match for Kobbie Mainoo, and he didn't have a good game. We know that. We know he didn't have a good game. But at the same time, it wasn't about that, and they tried to make it about that before the club. He has to change up now. Like Amorim, this would not be seen as a weakness. If you come out against Burnley on Saturday and went, right, I'm going 4-3-3, and that's it, or I'm going 4-2-3-1, do you honestly think that the pundits would go, ha, 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 it failed, I told you so? No, because we probably put in a good performance, and they'd probably go, that's it now, the manager's got it, let's move on, let's go for it. Now, it's still easy. It's still very early in the season. We know that. It's still very early and anything can happen. I've been there in the days where United have lost the first couple of games and ended up winning the league. Not going to win the league, by the way, but what I'm saying is there is plenty of time to turn this around. Burnley on Saturday, I don't care what any Manchester United fan says, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If he doesn't win on Saturday, he has to go. It's done. If he rocks up on Saturday with that 3-4-3 formation again, he has to go. This is a dream that turned into a nightmare. This is like meeting the dry. Oh, I tell you what this is at the moment. This whole thing with Amorim, it's like going on Tinder, yeah, and going, oh yeah, she's fit. Oh yeah. Oh, you want to meet next Saturday? Yes, please. And you go home and you get your hair cut, you get the mullet like I have, you get the fucking scent reserve, you go, wow, it's gonna be a great night, and you do that, and you get yourself there nice and early, and you think, nice table with the flowers and the mood lighting. Oh, this is brilliant. Garçon, yeah, drinks over here, keep them coming, it's gonna be a great night. And then she walks in and she's got a beard, she's got armpit hair, her hair's all over the place, and you go, what? Who the fuck was this then? That is exactly what Manchester United have had. I feel like we've been missold. Let's go through some more of these comments because I don't want to feel like I'm ignoring you guys. Jamie says, I hate Mark Goldbridge saying that it wasn't Amorim's tactics and formation. It's because of the player power. How was it not the formation? It's 100%. And now the bomb squad aren't. Yeah, the bomb squad aren't to blame for this. And look, Mark Goldbridge will say what he says. Mark Goldbridge. Do you know what? I miss Mark Goldbridge like 5 years ago when he said it how it was, when he was proper about it, when he was actually one of the fans who said something. Now, got a few contacts, I think, in certain places and doesn't want to get himself in trouble. Juan Ronaldo says, Dan, the last 5 managers haven't figured out what's the solution. Another manager will have the same results unless we think Jose, Van Gaal, Ten Hag, Moyes, and these rest are all shite managers. Yeah, but the difference is, though, you can look at the players we brought in back then. They were never the right players for the managers. Jose Mourinho, after we had our first season with him, I thought this guy's going to go on and do things. Wasn't backed. They bought fucking Fred in as the only transfer the season before he went. Jose Mourinho wanted all the top players. David Moyes wanted Gareth Bale and Fabregas. I just don't think we can keep saying it. Oh, we shouldn't be the manager. We shouldn't be a club that chops and changes management. Chelsea did it for years. How many Premier League trophies have Chelsea won in the last 10 years compared to United? Starshine says, sorry this is happening to your club. It's very disheartening. Hang in there. Hope for better days ahead. Thank you, Starshine. I do appreciate that. Geezy Cruz says, get rid of Onana, get rid of all of our problems. I agree with that. But again, we can't sell these fools. These fools will not go. Honestly, like in any other job, if someone was shite, you go up and say, out you go, you're off, you're done. You're done here, move. With football, you have to try and get them moves. OG Go says, unfortunately for United fans, Are y'all really surprised I said that in an American accent? Since the Pogba days, it's been a lot of the same. I agree. Completely agree with that. Niche fan says, if we don't stick with Amorim, we will forever be a perpetual merry-do-round of managers. The culture must be changed. No excuses. At the moment, though, right, Niche fan, last night, the reason it angered me so much was that was one opportunity, right? That is one of our opportunities to get European football this season. Gone. Poof. Done. We only have two opportunities now, and that is to finish in the top 7 or 8, which at this point, do you honestly see Manchester United finishing in the top 7 or 8? Do we? I don't. Or winning the FA Cup. Now, the FA Cup, yeah, it's a cup competition, but if we can't get past Grimsby, what hope do we have when we get later into the rounds? If we get into the later rounds, the only good thing about the FA Cup is at least we get in the 3rd round of that and we don't suffer the embarrassment of a 2nd round exit again. I get we sacked our last 5 managers, but honestly, for a whole, I think you missed something there. I think you missed something off there, Mike. We all got attackers, but we got all attackers, but no goalkeeper. Agree. Moxie, good to see you. One of the OGs says, only small positive I took was Mainoo and Dorgo, who were at least trying. Only 2 with a bit of credit. I thought Cunha tried. I thought at times Cunha was trying too much on his own, but he was definitely trying to make things work. Agate, where's this Agate that this fucking warrior, this person that everyone, he's Uruguayan, he's a scrapper. He looked terrified yesterday. He looked terrified. Why the hell is the manager not changing the system, please? Please, Dem, 4 at the back. Yeah, I agree. Expression said he'd have 3 at the back on his passport photo if he could. I agree. If he doesn't win the players playing Man United should beat Grimsby with 10 men FFS. Our players don't care about football. I agree. All right, here we go, Mike. So Mike says, I get we sacked 5 managers, but Amorim for a whole season and 3 matches, he hasn't shown us anything to believe in. And this is the thing here. United fans were promised this at the end of last season, the last day of the season against Aston Villa, where he come out on the pitch and he went, it's not been good enough. We're going to do better. I'm sorry about this lot. We're going to do better. Yeah, okay, we beat Bournemouth and West Ham in pre-season. Both clubs, one's been gutted of all their best players. The other one is West Ham. And then we expect, I did it. I made that foolish, bloody idiotic comment that we can go out there and finish above some of these teams. And already now I'm sat there going, where do we go from here? It's such a nightmare, guys. Such a nightmare. Metch, I need to get hold of Metch, actually. I do need to do... I'm going to do a couple of panel shows with United fans because I want to get a feeling for what Manchester United fans are thinking, not just myself. Tez is one. I'm getting Tez on here. Tez is a legend. Absolute legend. What else have we got here? Amin says, Amorim needs to go. Look, he's playing players out of position like Ahmad. He's a one-trick pony, 3-4-3. Excuse me, I'm not crying, I'm hiccuping. We should get Marco Silva. He's tactically astute and flexible. Do you know something? I would take Marco Silva in a heartbeat. I don't even mind admitting that. We're talking about Glasner and Iraola, which there's no chance. I mean, I saw reports today that Iraola would be, I've got it here. I've got to tell you what it said. I was creasing. Let me see it. Where is it? Said it would be a privilege, apparently. A privilege to manage this club. Spend a week here, mate, and you'll soon change your mind. Did you see what Bayer Leverkusen tweeted about the Champions League draw? Just hoping we don't get Grimsby. Funny. Yeah, it was funny, PW, but then I remembered who's their manager. So the joke will be on them. I mean, Leverkusen, man. We also need to get rid of Shaw, Dalot, Bruno, and Casemiro. They are carrying trauma and failure of the past, which I believe has an impact on the pitch. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I thought we actually missed Luke Shaw last night. I thought we missed Luke Shaw last night. I think he's a lot calmer on the ball than what we used to. Fredrickson, bless him, he's a young lad, but he was absolutely goaled up yesterday. Aiden Heaven just looked out of it completely. Maguire, for all his wants, got a goal, but Maguire, man, I mean, look, he was very smart when the ball was played over the top and it was one-on-one and he was with his body, but again, just positioning was so rank. Shivam, hope you're well, says, are you ready for a game of tennis again today? Everything I said was true. Sell Bruno and many more players. These players don't deserve to wear the United jersey. Back Amorim. There's 152 of you in this chat. I think we're going to have to, aren't we? We're going to have to do this because I need to know something here. I need to know where we're at. Let me get this up. As an actress said to the bishop. Also, we've only got 12 likes. There's loads of you in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Actually, we haven't got 12. That's on the bloody video from before. I've lost the plot, chat. It's been a bloody horrible day. Let's get this in there. 38 chat. Chat, let's get to 50 likes, please. There's a few of you in here. Hit the like button for me. Get me in a good mood. Right then. So, simple question. Do you back Amorim? Yes or no? I know there's a lot of City fans in here, so they're all going to say yes. But do you back Amorim? Simple as that. I want to know if you back Amorim, and please hit those likes as well. Let's get those likes up for. Try and get me in a better mood, for Christ's sake. Anana is completing the building of a circus at Old Trafford. I agree. You don't need a manager to beat Grimsby. It's the mentality of the players and the... Oh! Jesus, Shivam! Shivam. Yes, I take it. The players absolutely should beat them. But the formation absolutely stank. They were overloading us. And this, you can put it on the players, but they're told how to play in this formation. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Metch is here. These international players should be able to beat Grimsby without any sort of instructions, Dan. Players defo need to take the blame. Metch, are you free? Let me chuck you a link. Come and jump in, mate. If you're still here, let me chuck you a link and come in. Let's have some input from you. Hang on a minute. If you're about, I'm going to send you a link on WhatsApp, mate. Give me 2 secs. Let me just find Metch. Metch. Where are you, dude? Here he is. Metch, I'll send you the link. If you're free, mate, jump in. Because I think you were there actually yesterday as well, mate. You were there, so it'd be good to have a chat with you. Let me bring this back. Let me get rid of that. You asked and I've answered. If he's free, I'll bring him on. Sporting showed this system works with players who ran their asses off for the club. They competed with Premier League clubs. Our players show zero heart and minimal effort. You can put it on the players, and I do. Look, I'm not a fool. I know that the players are just as much to blame here. But this formation, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And I think we can all agree that this formation doesn't work. Like, it's been tried, it's been tested, it's failed. We have to do something different. Guys. Dan, it was the players. Amorim was not to blame. Okay, let me ask you this then. Does it fill you with any confidence to see your manager when a penalty shootout is being taken with his head in his hands? Doesn't fill me with any confidence at all. Mike says, I would back Amorim. The only problem is, guys, with the results he's given us so far, is it really worth it? We are in a relegation form right now. So formation against Arsenal worked and suddenly it doesn't. I've got an answer to that. The players, for as bad as they are in this system, they seem to get up for it against the big teams. And yes, you could say, well, that's a player problem. It is a player problem. But at the same time, the formation... Arsenal still found ways. It's just Arsenal was shite that day. It was shite. Arsenal fans, by their own admission, said that they were completely and utterly rubbish on that day. And we were that good. We still lost 1-0. No more player power. It's been player power since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Well, I tell you what. Then let's just blame it on the players. Let's blame it on the players. I mean, we got rid of half of them. Let's blame it on the players. But of the players you're blaming, Sesko was there last night. Cunha was there last night. Brian was there last night. So are we saying that they've got a problem as well? Are we saying that they are the issue as well? I don't like it. Time for Amorim to show some flexibility. And look, I'm going to say this right now. Wahaha, I agree with this. If this manager was to show flexibility, if this manager was to turn around and say, let's change it up, this ain't working, then yes. Absolutely, you go back into show, you see something different. But at this point in time, it just ain't working. It just ain't working. Hang on a minute, where's Mitch? I don't know if he's seen it. It just isn't working. And I'll go back to it. If it's not working, then where's the problem lie? It lies with the manager not changing it up. LVG played with a back three. Mourinho, Ollie and Baldy played with a back four. Everyone sacked. It's the players. We need to clear the shitewood out. Clear out in a minute. Okay, what did Van Gaal win? He won one FA Cup. One FA Cup. Super successful, yeah? Super successful. I also don't blame the players 100% because I'm sure that they also have lost confidence in this system. It's not getting the best out of our players. And you know something? I will throw that back. That's a great comment by Mike, by the way. If the players, if you're asked to do something that you don't think is working, are you going to be 100% able to do that? No, you're not, because in the back of your mind, you're going to go, this ain't working. It just ain't working. I'll try it, but it ain't working. These players have had 9 months of trying this formation. You can put as much as you want on the players, you can. But unfortunately, at the moment, I think the system's flawed. System relies heavily on wing-backs, and our wing-backs are playing like shite. No one has been able to get the best out of their players. That's a fair point down about Cunha and Buemo and Sesko, etc. Point. Thank you very much. That's why we do this. We have a chat. Dan, is Amorim playing with force-fed players that he wanted out but forced to keep? Well, Greasy, if that's the case, Geezy Cruz, sorry. If that's the case, then we would be in even bigger trouble. But I like to think that the players that have stayed want to do well at this club. Of course they do, but this is going to get so much for. We're going to end up in shit street. It's a player problem. That's you guys basically saying our whole 11 is crap. It's easy to blame the manager. Where was Ahmad? Where was Ugarte? Where was Mainoo? Where was Onana? All Deadwood. None of them. Okay. None of them Amorim signings. Why did he pick them then? If these players are Deadwood, why did he pick them? Answer me that. If these players are so bad, why did he pick them? Why did he pick them? I'll tell you why. Because he fully expected us to go there and just turn this team over. And it didn't happen. Shivan, honestly, I love the fact that we go back into. I love that, but I just don't agree with that. Okay, but if he's lost his dressing room, Ineos must sack him before Burnley, otherwise we lose that game again. Well, look, let me go on to that. Let me go on to that for a sec. Burnley is massive. It is. Burnley on Saturday is massive. And I think we're going to... One or two things are going to happen here. If Manchester United lose the game or draw the game, he will be gone. There's no doubt in my mind about that. He will be gone. He, for me, on Saturday, has to change the system up and has to beat Burnley. And I don't mean just win. I mean beat Burnley. Because at the moment, we're on 1 point. And yeah, okay, Newcastle are on 1 point, but they've just played the league champions. They were at 10 men for most of the game. Newcastle are going to improve. Newcastle are bringing players in to change the way it is. Manchester United at the moment what do we have? 2 injury problems, Mazraoui and Martinez. Do you think that they're going to come in and really pull up trees? I don't think so, because, again, the back three, I don't think are a problem against Fulham. I don't. I thought De Ligt was good in the middle. I thought Luke Shaw was good on the left. And I thought Euro was good on the right. Because it's Grimsby, even our under-18s would beat them. These players don't deserve to wear the red jersey, the Devils jersey. We need 5 signings minimum. We got 3, whereas the other 2. And look, I can agree on that, Shivam. Manchester United, if they are going to back this manager, if the word coming out today that Manchester United are going to back this manager, okay, they're going to back him. If this is true, then where's the goalkeeper for him? Where's the midfielder for him? Because I will say this about Amorim. I will say this. I've been very hard on him tonight, and I will try and be a bit more positive here. I will, because we have to be. His goalkeepers are both appalling. And Amorim can only go out there and say, I want these goalkeepers. He can only ask for the goalkeepers. He can't realistically go out there and pick them up and drive them up and say, this is the one I want, sorted. But the goalkeeping situation is absolutely abysmal at Manchester United. Now, Le Mans, we've been waiting for this transfer for 3 weeks. And I tell you what's going to happen with this poor lad. We're going to sign him and he's going to get thrown right into the deep end. And he'll probably struggle. He'll probably struggle. And then yet again, that's another player that we bring in and we ruin. Ay. Mike says the last straw was when I saw the tactics board and it still had a back three. He was clutching at straws trying to force it. Yeah, and that's true, honestly. When I saw the back three still on that tactics board, I was like, Ruben, for Christ, what have you got to lose? It's a cup. Put it to a back four and send the rest of them up there. And each fan says if he's lost the dressing room, they will intentionally lose the game to get him out. Thus, this could thus he can't be in charge. We can't lose against Burnley. I'd like to think that there are players there that are professional. I'd like to think the likes of Cunha and Buemo, Fernandez, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Maguire, De Ligt, Yoro, Dalot, Ahmad, Mainoo. I'd like to think that there is more than 15 players there that are professional. Emmy says 60% support United. Are you all dumb? And this is the thing. I will say this. I do like this comment. If this was a rival club, chat, I'm going to tell you this. If you were talking to your mate at the pub and he's a Liverpool fan and Liverpool have just gone through all of this, right? They've gone through all of this. They finished 15th the season before. They're out of Europe. They lose against Arsenal. They draw against Fulham. And then they get kicked out of the cup by Grimsby. And they turn around to you and they say, it's not us though. It's the player. It's not the player. It's not the manager's fault. We've got to keep the manager. I guarantee 85 to 90% of you would all say you're having a laugh. You need to get rid of that manager now. But because we want this manager to succeed so much, and I want him to succeed. I like him. I think he's a nice bloke. But again, we go into the Onana situation. Being nice doesn't get you everywhere. If this was your mates and we were talking about a rival club, you would all want him out of the club. You would. I like Amorim, but it's not been the best start. If we can start picking up a few wins, confidence can grow. And Johnny, I agree with that. Wins are key, but look at our next 3 games. Get Burnley out of the way. City and Chelsea. Geezy Cruz says, Dan, answer me why Ruben Amorim had his head in his hands. If he isn't getting what he really wants, he is handicapped but by these players he wanted out. Why else? Yeah, look. Is he handicapped by these players? Let me ask you all a question. Would a new manager come in and do stuff with these players? I think they would, because we'd be playing a different formation. I genuinely do. Amorim hasn't tried, been backed. He has been backed, though. We've spent nearly 200 million on him this summer. Even yesterday, we kind of threw our youngsters in the deep end. We did. I've been Amorim, Moxie says, Amorim in, and we know he wants a goalkeeper and a CDM, but what was telling was the Grimsby player and manager interviews when they said, we knew exactly how United would play. They exploited it, and this is the thing about this formation. You can talk about how many players should be playing better against Grimsby, and I agree. And I've said this all along. But when Fulham, in their post-match interview, Iwobi comes out and says, yeah, we knew we could go through the middle. We knew the defenders would like to jump a lot. They've pulled apart our game plan. When Grimsby's manager, David Artell, failed at Shrewsbury Town as a footballer, when he comes out and says, yeah, no, we knew exactly how to play it and we exploited it. The writing's on the wall, chat. And by the way, niche fan, and all Manchester United fans, look, if you back him, you back him. It's not for me to turn around and tell you who to back. If you back him, you back him. I just disagree with it. I disagree. We need to put investigation on Onana. I can agree with that, Shivam. How can we have such a big scam stating he is a goalkeeper? He has the hands of trust the process. We are finishing top 7 guaranteed. Shivam, like I said to you before, we finished top 7 with Amorim. You can come on this show and you can laugh at me for an hour and I will take it. Emily says the 5-2-3 out of possession does not work and it's been proven. 28 points in 29 Prem games, 2 open play goals since January 7th. 2 open play goals since January. 7 wins since November. Get him out of my club. Deary me. He won the league twice, mate. Yeah, in Portugal. In Portugal. Come on. What would we do sacking Amorim? The cycle keeps on repeating and the new one will be sacked 6 months later. I believe in Amorim. Every signing has been spot on. Cunha, Brian and Dorgu. And Sesko, we can't really say much, can we? We Can't really say much about Sesko. And also, I do want to say this: rival fans were straight at us last night about Sesko and Pete in the 12th man chat, and I think he put it on Twitter, and he really annoyed me with this. Embarrassing that he's refused to take a penalty. He had cramp. You know, if a player's got cramp, do you want them taking a penalty, knowing that they could potentially miss it? Embarrassing. Have a word with yourself when you're saying stuff like that, lad. But there we go. Like it just annoys. It's just so annoying. There's other news as well today, and this again will just irritate the shit out of you. When I saw this report, I hope that Brighton aren't stupid enough to think that they can do this, because if they do, then they need their edge testing. So Brighton and Hove Albion have reportedly engaged in discussions with representatives of United for midfielder Kobbie Mainoo about a potential deal before the transfer window closes. According to the news and reports, Brighton are showing a strong interest, seriously considering a move for the midfielder before the deadline. The report suggests the player is open to the move. With that said, United could reportedly leverage Brighton's interest in Mainoo to strengthen their chances of securing Baleba next window. Baleba wouldn't want to come near us. And if you honestly think for 1 second that Brighton are going to say, yeah, we'll have him, and what we'll do is we'll have a word with Baleba, and next season, all yours. I love it. I love reading these reports. Mainoo's going nowhere, by the way. If Mainoo goes somewhere, I will be absolutely livid. Sesko had serious cramp. He needs to give his head a whop. No, Sesko. There was nothing wrong with Sesko. Sorry, there was nothing wrong. There was cramp problems with Sesko last night. It was his first 90 minutes, and it just baffles me when you get these. Do you know what it was for me? It's just tears from Newcastle fans because he chose us over them. It pisses me off. It does. Pisses me off. Dan, can you read between the lines of the Amorim statement? Something has to change. Well, it does. I read between the lines. He was holding that white flag out last night. Where's my T-shirt? I tell you what he was doing. He was like that. It's over. Yeah, it's over. He was basically saying last night that the players had spoken loud for him. Now, again, people take that as because they didn't perform. Maybe if the players are the problem, he needs to come out and say something about it. He needs to come out and say, this is the problem. But I don't see that. I don't see it being that. The other news that we've got is Malacia is finally looking like he's on his way out of the club. Elche are pushing to sign Malacia on loan and have already started working on a deal, claims Spanish journalist Mateo Moreta. Although it's said that whilst they're working on a deal, there is apparently interest from Lille among the clubs moving for him. Excuse me. So that's another player potentially out of the squad. With the news that Nkunku has gone to AC Milan, it now looks not a case of if, but when that Garnacho will be signing there. And let me tell you this right now. If that little shitbag dares put something on his Instagram about, I've joined a proper club now where I'm respected by the manager. I tell you, honestly, I'll spend as much money as I can to get a bloody ticket to the Chelsea home game. So I don't care if I have to throw it from 500 yards away. I'll be pelting that twat with tomatoes. Honestly. Moxie says, if they don't get a CDM and Le Mans in before deadline day, it's a serious worry for us getting near Europe. Also a possibility if we don't sign what he needs, he could go with and I think this is the most logical thing I think will happen. I think it would be a mutual termination. I think he would get some money from it, but I think there would be a mutual termination. Jamie says we need a manager who is willing to change the formation, and he looked defeated in that interview. How many times did Sir Alex Ferguson change the formation back in the day? And I'm saying that we know that Sir Alex Ferguson is one of the greatest managers ever to have been involved in this sport. But the reason I'm saying this is even the greatest managers in the history of this sport, when a formation isn't working, will change it up. They won't go, if I change this up, people are going to think I'm weak. No, they don't. They change it up because they go, this isn't working. We need to sort it out. Absolutely. Absolute facts. If Amorim goes, I want resignation from Ineos as well. They picked him and eventually Glazer's gone as well. That would be some rebuild. That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen, though, would it, mate? I find it a bit of a coward move from him to double down and try and blame the players when he played a huge part in the decisions during the match. I love that comment. Zidane not coming to United, saying players are not good enough. Zidane wouldn't be seen dead in Manchester for Manchester United. Zidane wouldn't have a look at us. No chance. Watch some clues games. How a team without a budget can play. What else have we got? Tell me when Dyche only got 28 points from 29 games. Tell me when Dyche lost to a Division 4 team and got dominated by them. Tell me when Dyche sold his academy players. He's going straight in there. Look, it is what it is, Manchester United fans. The thing we have to focus on now, the good thing about it is that the games are coming thick and fast. We've got a game in less than 48 hours. I genuinely feel like Manchester United have to line up in a different way. They won't know. We know that. So we are going to have to just wait and see what he does. I think he will revert on Saturday back to Luke Shaw at left-sided centre-back, De Ligt centre-back, Yoro right centre-back. My question is what he will do with the right wing-back, because Diallo has been appalling this season, and so has Dalot. Now, I mean, dare I say, if Mazraoui was fit, you'd chuck Mazraoui in there. I'd have a game with Mazraoui there. I think you get consistency from this lad. You get running, and he will take a player on. Left wing back, Dorgu's got some serious questions to answer, but unfortunately, with only Diego Leon there, I don't think that there's any chance that Dorgu will be dropped from the team. But he looked so good in pre-season, man. Got to change that. And then we go back to the centre midfield partnership. My gut tells me that he will go again with Bruno and Casemiro on Saturday. The reason I think that is because of who he played yesterday. And then you'll have Cunha, Brian, and I think we will see Sesko start up top. The big question is goalkeeper. Like, what are we going to do here? Are we going to drop Onana? Sound. Drop him. Are we going to put Binder in? Fucking brilliant. So we are hit with the biggest catch-22 situation there as to who plays in goal on Sunday. Fortunately for Sir Alex Ferguson, at the start of his 10-year football was 4-4-2, but it took Sir Alex Ferguson 6 years to rebuild, and Klopp took 5 years to rebuild Liverpool. Do Ineos bite the bullet and stick with Amorim? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. And I have Heaton. Oh, come on, Steve, we can't play Heaton. I'm going to ask you guys who back him and guys who don't back him, a nice little easy one. 65% of you, by the way, say you back Amorim. No problem. 66. No problem with that at all. And where are we at with these likes as well? Let's have a quick look. 52 likes. Make sure you're smashing the like for me, please, people. And make sure you're hitting the subscribe button if you are new. Right. I'm going to put Burnley, Man City, and Chelsea. How many points? I can't even spell. How many points do we pick up in these games? Right then, so we'll put options. We'll go 0 to 2. We'll go 3 to 5. Oh, I've lost it there. Where's that bloody gone? And then we'll go stupid, shall we? 6 to 9. Let me know what you think, right? Simple question. Burnley, Man City and Chelsea. How many points do we pick up in these games? 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 9. Put your comments in there. Put your vote in there. Dan, at the moment with our performances, how confident are you that he'll finish the season? Oh, I look, as much as I'm angry with him, I am angry with him. I still want this manager to succeed. I do. I've had my blowout. I've screamed and shouted to you lovely people. I want him to succeed because I think he genuinely wants to win. But at what cost? If he can pick things up, then fantastic. You know, in 3 months' time, if we're sat here saying, do you know what, something's clicked, the formation's working, then amazing. But my hope of that is just disappearing. It's just gradually disappearing. So at the moment, for me, He has to change things up. Do I want him to succeed? Yes, I do. But I fear if he carries on with the way he is, he will be gone before Christmas. Of course, we do. The Klopp's point is perfect. It is. But Klopp was winning a lot more games in his first few. Klopp got to a Europa League final in his first season. Then after that season, what did they do? I think we all know what happened. Play Tom. How much worse could it get done? Playing him over the other two clowns. At this point, I mean, I laughed at you lot for saying Heaton in goal, but at what point do you do it? I'd fix it with a heartbeat, says Emmy. I fix it in a heartbeat. Back to 4-2-3-1. Binder, Maz, Yoro, De Ligt, Dorgu, Igate, Mainoo, and Buemo Cunha, Ahmad, Sesko. Job done. It's fair. 3 to 5, says Neil. Binder will start against Burnley. Dallo and Ugarte simply cannot start. Yoro, De Ligt, and Shaw. I think we're in agreement there. Emmy says not a football fan either. Right. Come on, guys. Let's play nice. Now. If we lose against Burnley, then I don't know anymore. This match determines if he keeps his job, and I think you're right there. Let's have a look at what the vote's saying, by the way. So the vote at the moment, it's a close one. So 43% of you at the moment are saying that we will pick up 0 to 2 points against these three teams. I'm going to go in the middle. I think 3 to 5. And the only reason I'm saying 3 to 5 is I think we'll beat Burnley, but then I don't think we'll get points from anywhere else. So I think 3 to 5. And for the 24% who put 6 to 9, I salute you. I respect you. That is big balls. Big balls. Big, humongous balls. Do we have here we go? What on? What on, Shivam? Let me check. Is there here we go? Let me have a look. I can't see anything. Can't see anything on here. No, there's nothing on here. No, I can't. There's no here we go. Unless you just tease me with that one. And Mrs. Robinson is right. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. It is helping us grow. We are doing very well, I must say. Very, very well. So thank you very much for the likes and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Steve-O says, United should have been cocky with Grimsby. We usually see games when big teams are all out attack, but can't score. Last night, we were totally outplayed. We were outplayed and outgunned. It was ridiculous. What else have we got? If we lose against Burnley, the international break will be Amorim being sacked. I just don't know. I just don't know. Hi, Dan. Having a night off at Warwick Castle watching Brian Adams. Have a good one. Brian Adams. Look into your heart. Oh, what a song, man. You will find. Oh, I'm jealous of that, by the way. And yes, Doug. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I think I'm going to be on Doug's channel next week. Hopefully, good to see him there. And yes, you are, Dan, man. Here we go soon for Rasmus. Brilliant, fucking phenomenal. Hoyland's going or gone. Napoli, hasn't he, Dan? He's nearly there. And Isaac, good to see you, mate. I don't think United's problem is as bad as the media is making out. It's been a reoccurring problem that the players don't seem to be motivated to play against smaller clubs. Not anything new. I think in the Premier League, it will be a lot different. Do you know something? The perfect way to change this up is for them to go out and, like I said, absolutely smash Burnley on Saturday. I think, I'm not going to say it's going to turn me into a Amorim has to stay for the rest of the season. But if we can go out on Saturday and dominate Burnley, not be outplayed, not concede a goal, then that would go a long way for me to say, okay, the cup was a blip. We've played our first 3 games in the Premier League. We got 4 points. I can sort of move towards it, but at the moment, I need to see more. And yes, you did call that Isaac as well. You definitely did. Peachy, good to see you. Glory, Man United. Finally come out of nowhere. And Visser and yeah, honestly, they're doing well now, Newcastle, aren't they? They're doing well. What was the comment? That Moxie's agreed with? What was the comment? Have I missed a comment here? Told you they'll be fine. You did. Guys, there we are. Is there anything you need from me before I leave you, lovely people? Is there any questions you've got for me? You know I like to put it to the room. We certainly are that channel that involves what you guys want to talk about just as much as my thoughts. At the moment, by the way, 42% of you are still saying 0 to 2 points from the next 3 games. I think we got trouble. About players being motivated, Dan. Okay, yeah, I see that. Look, you'd like to think in an ideal world that on Saturday, Manchester United players are going to come out and they're going to give absolutely everything. They have to. They owe it to the fans. They owe it to the travelling fans who wasted their Wednesday night to go all the way to Grimsby to watch us go out on penalties. And how many penalties was it? Was it like 14 penalties each? So they owe it to the fans. Firmin Lopez as well for Newcastle. Apparently they're prepared to pay up to 100 million for him and quadruple his wages. And yes, as Wahaha says, let's keep it respectful, please, people. Let's keep it respectful. Me, Emmy, and Niche fan. I get that we're passionate. We both are. We're rival fans, but let's not do that here. Let's go back to just being absolutely astounded at the fact that we lost against Grimsby. This is the best channel. I always enjoy your chat. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, and you're always welcome here. And I hear Ineos is still willing to back Amorim. Well, this is true. They're absolutely willing to back Amorim. And the reason that they're going to be going for these type of players, Isaac, is because they've got the money in it. Isaac is going to Liverpool. Isaac's not going to Liverpool. Isaac is going to Liverpool. Isaac. That is going to be a big signing for Liverpool. And we are so far away from that. It absolutely breaks me. But that's where we are, chap. That is where we are. I believe I'm hosting on Football's 12th Man last night. I said to Dan Potts, if it turned out to be a relegation show, I was going to burn his channel to the ground. I joke, of course. So I will be on there. The live show will be on as normal at 6:30, though, folks. So make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification to let you know when we go live. This was all done tonight on my brand new MacBook, and I must say, it is a thing of beauty. No dropping out. The screen's clear. Absolutely stunning. A bit of good news at the end of the day. Mrs. Robinson was very, very helpful with me getting that as well. Thank you very much, my love. I love you very much. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, says Moxie. And what must Ekatike be thinking about Isak coming the way he started? Great managers fit great players into great teams. I don't think Liverpool have anything to be concerned about there, Moxie. I think that he'll play them both. Anyways, thank you very much for the chat tonight, people. Absolutely loved it. We've got a lot of our chests with each other. Some of you are Amorim in, some of you are Amorim out. But the one thing that rings true is that we are Manchester United fans. We stick together. We take the banter from the rival fans because it is our turn at the moment. But know this, it may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. But I can promise you this. Manchester United will be back one day. Dan United, Uta!